for your main event of the evening. We welcome you to Aries Fight Series number 25, live from the Cotton Eye Joe in Knoxville, Tennessee, where this fight is sanctioned by the Tennessee Athletic Commission. Your judges, sitting cage side, Lisa Doran, Chandler Goins, and Johnny Stewart. Your timekeeper, Penny Chenoweth, and once the cage door closes, your referee in charge of the action will be Big Luke Wilson. This professional catchweight bout is set at 160 pounds and 3 5-minute rounds. And now, Knoxville, Tennessee, I ask you, are you ready? Oh, Cotton Eye Joe, that was good, but you can do better. Are you ready? Aries Fight fans, I invite you to stand up on your feet because this is your main event and this is war! Introducing first, he's fighting out of the blue corner. He steps into the cage tonight with a professional record of 11 wins and 6 losses. His height, 6 feet, 3 inches, and his weight, 160.2 pounds. He trains with Doug Nasty's barn, and he fights out of St. Charles, Missouri. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Violet Bob Ross, Luis Pena. And now his opponent, across the cage and fighting out of the red corner. He steps into the cage tonight with a professional record of 8 wins and 3 losses. His height, 5 feet, 8 inches, having weighed in at 159.6 pounds. He trains with Nashville MMA, and he fights out of Nashville, Tennessee. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Dedrek, break 'em down, Sanders!
All right, gentlemen, you've been given the instructions. I expect a clean fight. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. If you wish to touch gloves, do so now. Return.
Glove touch is done. Cage door is closed. First ever Saturday show at the Joe, main event, Sanders and Pena. It is underway.
Yeah, everything's been so frantic and chaotic all night, just go, 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 go. And finally you got such 2 seasoned guys that this will be closer to a chess match. Both guys very, very skilled. Neither guy wants to make the mistake. And with Sanders, I mean, being the shorter guy, he's just, those leg kicks will pay dividends, closing that pocket, landing those shots. But it's a break him down style, you know. He's just going to have to take his time, land those shots, hopefully hurt Pena a little bit and find his groove. But Pena's so long on the outside. I mean, it's going to be hard to close that distance, no doubt.
Yeah, that was a nice early body kick there from Pena in the early going.
Yeah, Pena's also never been knocked out before. So when you talk about previous Dedrek Sanders opponents, he's been able to get them out of there. But knocking out Luis Pena would be one hell of a task. And then when you talk about, you know, the experience level, and Pena's fought guys like Sanders before, but Sanders hasn't fought anyone like Pena. That's fair. Pena's the tallest guy Dedrek's ever fought. He's the best wrestler Dedrek's ever fought. He's a, you know, former state champion out of Arkansas, wrestled 1 year in college. He's the best striker that Dedrek's ever fought. So this is the real step up that will let us know if Dedrek's ready for that next level. But Pena, again, he's not, I got cut from the UFC, I'm on the tail end of my career. He's 30 years old and still has a wealth of experience, a wealth of talent. It's all about just connecting all the dots and putting that winning game plan together.
Sanders with a nice knee to the body there, drew a little reaction from Pena in the early going.
Nice left hand over the top, too. And those leg kicks, I think, will be a huge factor here because he's got to slow down Pena and allow him to just be a sitting target with his head up in the air. When you look back at Sanders' last fight with Angel Alvarez, those leg kicks, just another one. Those leg kicks, they definitely pile up, and all of a sudden it forces you to have to engage with them. And when you do, you engage him in the pocket, that's where he's going to be his most dangerous. So another beautiful game plan from Sanders. Lands a nice short little right hand as well.
Yeah, he's doing a good job. You know, Pena saw this coming. He said, I expect Dedrek to be in my face all night long, and Dedrek with good pressure here in the early going.
Yeah, Luis Pena also a tricky southpaw, so not sure how much work Dedrek's been able to get in the gym with these kind of guys because he fights southpaw himself, and it's rare to get a southpaw versus southpaw.
Sanders' confidence seems to be growing here a little bit.
Pena's got to be worried a little bit too. Sometimes he throws up a lazy kick, and Sanders is looking to catch and counter, so. But a beautiful right hook. Pena just, he gauges the distance so well and fights long.
Yeah, he landed a nice low kick moments ago as well.
Nice little left hand, partially gets through, and Sanders returns fire with a leg kick.
Yeah, the juxtaposition in the technical striking level in comparison to some of what we've seen tonight, it is eye-opening when you got a couple technicians in there like these guys.
And this is where Sanders might have a little more success, is getting them to back up closer to the cage and then unload those shots. In this open space, you know, you got to take 2 steps to get in forward, and Pena can just move backwards, move laterally, kind of backpedal out of the way and stay out of harm's way. But Sanders closes that distance and causes him to fight, then those punches are going to slip through.
If they do get in close quarters, we've seen Dedrek slice people up with the elbows, so we haven't seen that yet, but that is something there that Sanders always has as a weapon.
Briefly thought about a takedown, but I think it was more so just a caught kick and didn't overly commit to it. But again, he misses the first left hand there and then partially connects with the second, but you can see he's not quite getting comfortable with landing at distance yet. He's still trying to download information and figure out where the patterns are for Luis Pena.
So some redness on the body of Pena, though. Sanders has been willing to go to the body, although that was a nice little 3-punch combination there for Pena.
And he's splitting the guard really well as well. Everything Pena throws is, for the most part, very straight and down the middle. And so Sanders, who likes to load up with the power punches, he's doing a good job of splitting the guard and getting right through the middle, keeping everything linear. Pena fakes the question mark kick, but again, he's very versatile. Like, he comes from a wrestling background and spent a lot of time on his grappling, and then you see the boxing, you see the kickboxing, and now that he's returned to MMA, it's like he's got new wrinkles to his game constantly. Nice body kick.
Yeah, that was a nice little combination there thrown by Sanders.
Sanders kind of getting away from those leg kicks a little bit.
Pena's finding a home for the hands a little bit more here as round 1 has gone on.
Again, I think that's a big fact. It just speaks volumes to the height and the reach and how dangerous it is. This is not necessarily the biggest cage, but it's not a small cage. He's got tons of space to operate with, and Sanders needs to cut the cage off and cause him to back up. When it's Pena going forward, Sanders has got no real answer for him. Sanders has got to be the aggressor and make this that dirty fight. He's in shape. He's got big power. It's that he's starting to get a little bit befuddled.
Yeah, very even start to round 1, but Pena definitely starting to have his confidence grow. Early on, I felt like Sanders was confident. Pena downloaded what Sanders was doing and made some mid-round adjustments.
Yeah, very solid first round. And again, we saw Sanders last time out with Angel Alvarez, a very competitive first round. And then the second round, that's when Sanders starts to land his shots. So with Alvarez, did he slow down a little bit? Possibly. Pena, it doesn't look like he's looking to slow down. We know that he missed weight yesterday by 5 pounds, but it was super circumstantial. He actually got stuck at the airport in Boston. That delayed him for about 12 hours. 12 hours he's stuck in the airport. Can't cut weight, all by himself. Finally gets a flight out, 3 in the morning. They lose his bag. He has no trunks. He has no sauna suit. He has no gloves. He has nothing. He shows up, and the commission basically says you have 2 hours to make weight, and he's got, I don't know, it was like 14 pounds to cut. And he cut like, 8 or 9 pounds in 2 hours. Like, he's a gamer. It's just he shows up to town so late on flights, not his problem. But not having to cut that extra weight is probably going to lead to him being able to carry that pace for 15 minutes. Had he had to drain out another 5 or 6 pounds, then the question becomes how much did he leave on the scale?
Yeah, that's a great insight there, Cody. And we're going to see how that plays out as we go through the final 2 rounds should we need to. Round 2 underway, excuse me. Nice low kick there from Sanders early, and you think that's going to pay some dividends for him if he sticks with that technique there, Sanders?
Yeah, I think so too, because just a great counter to the jab would be that leg kick, right? Every time that Pena throws the jab, clearly he loves leading with the jab. That's one of his go-tos. See, that was a low calf kick. And that, again, just get him to stop moving so well. Didn't fully expect that, but takedown by Sanders and Pena right back up. But again, get him guessing, get him thinking. It's not just a striking battle. Make him think, and then open it up. But honestly, Sanders is having a great start to the round. He seems reinvigorated.
Yeah, Sanders did a good job, too, not to get caught against the cage there. Pena was looking to maybe hold him up against the cage and get some knees going.
Again, I think the leg kicks are going to be huge because you can even see now Pena's starting to stand a little bit more flat-footed, and that will allow Dedrek to start getting some punches in. But he can't abandon the leg kick like he did in the later stages of the first round. It's got to be a game plan that you stick to constantly. Nice. That's best combination from Sanders over the night. Nice little shuffle uppercut and comes over the top of the left hand.
And that right to the body found a home, too, for Sanders.
Sanders is finding his groove now. He's feeling himself.
Starting to break him down a little bit here. No pun intended. There's one of those big elbows we thought we might see from Dedrek.
Another one incoming.
Dedrek has got Luis reeling a little bit right now. He's got a body lock, looking for a trip maybe. So hard to take Pena down, though.
Very hard, but again, just the constant pressure and energy. Sanders is a guy that we've seen fight at a pretty good pace for 15 full minutes. Yes, he can get the first round knockout, but same thing in the Alvarez fight. Tough first round, not a bad first round, but a competitive first round. And then the longer it goes, he's starting to find his groove. He's starting to find his timing. That first round, Pena's too long, too fast. This second round, he's starting to slow a little bit. He's starting to be a little more centered. And Sanders is landing his punches, knees to the body, leg kicks, stuffing the takedown, short shots is in the clinch, that nice elbow. Doing all the right things, but of course, 2.5 minutes left. It's still anybody's round. You got to continue that momentum and continue to score damage and score points.
Yeah, just as Pena was looking to secure his hands behind the legs of Sanders, Dedrek pulled off with great takedown defense, and now he's got Pena in kind of a vulnerable position.
The other thing is every fighter's got gifts based on their physicality, right? And Pena's gift is being tall and is being long, but that doesn't necessarily make super strong in the clinch. Sanders is strong in the clinch, and whereas when he's fighting Pena at range, it's even. When he's fighting him in close like that, that's where you're seeing break him down, show his best colors.
Yeah, definitely. Pena's happy to be out of the clinch and back to space here for the time being.
And as much as it's an advantage, maybe that you didn't have to cut the extra 6 pounds, 5.2 pounds, it's a disadvantage that he's stuck in an airport for 12 hours when he should be relaxing in the hotel. You know, he's taking stuff at 3 in the morning in a flight, and it's a transfer. Has to go to Atlanta, from Atlanta to Knoxville. So, yeah, I would say that is tough on you mentally and physically, but he's not complaining. He's here to win. But Sanders certainly working his way back into this thing and starting to change the tide.
Total strikes landed. You see Sanders with the advantage now, courtesy of his work this round.
Yeah, I don't know how much I would agree with those strikes, just because I think there's been a lot of, maybe those are significant strikes as opposed to total strikes. I just feel like Pena's landed more than 10, but the 20 that Sanders has landed, they are the bigger punches. They are the more significant shots. And I saw him practicing that. Oh. Pena got to the venue today, and he was practicing flying knees, so I was expecting to see one at one point, but he's actually turning the favor on Dedrek and using his own elbows.
Yeah, I saw that.
We're getting momentum swings, too. I mean, Sanders is winning the first 2 minutes of the round, first 3 minutes of the round, but Pena's right back on track, baby.
He's got the veteran know-how, you know?
Yeah, he's starting to find his second win. That jab has just been money for him all night. It's just, he needs to get out of the pocket once he throws. He needs to throw 1-2 and then has to move because Sanders is coming for him.
Very evenly matched contest here. Round 2 has been a lot of fun.
Timmy got a big underdog. I mean, the card shows 3 pro fights, 1 big underdog win, 1 big favorite win, and an even money fight that's playing out like an even money fight. So fans got a little bit of something.
Yeah, these may be, like I said, quality-wise, maybe the best 3 consecutive pro fights put on in the history of the Aries Fight Series here at Aries Fight Series 25.
Yeah, I agree. Even the amateur portion, there was future pros, there was future UFC guys. When you look at this main event, you know, you got a former UFC guy, potentially again a future UFC guy, versus Sanders, a potential future UFC guy. Our co-main event, Robbie Ring, you know, same thing. So you're seeing world-class guys from top to bottom. And again, Aries Fight Series, when you consider how long they've been, this is the 25th show, the level just continuously gets better. The production gets better. I can't say the venue changes because it's the same venue, but I mean, it looks better. There's more fans. There's more energy. There's more of you see signs around Knoxville, you know, Friday night fights at the Joe, and these are the Friday night fights. Today happens to be a Saturday, so they're going to have to change some of those signs, Dylan. But the fact remains, Knoxville's a fight town. They're hungry for fights, and there's tons of opportunities for these guys to compete. When Aries puts on 10 fights a year, that allows you 10 opportunities to fight. Nobody's going to do that, but if you can get 3, 4 for 2, 3, 4 years in a row, I mean, talk about the amount of experience that you can accrue in a quick amount of time. So good fights, good fighters, that's what happens when you have a great promotion.
Well, hey, that is exactly what we're dealing with here at the Aries Fight Series. A lot of progress. 2024 has been a lot of fun so far, and the fun doesn't stop. Aries 26, 33 days away. It'll be May 10th. More bout announcements coming your way on the Aries Fight Series Facebook page. Check that out as bouts are announced. But I'll tell you what, through 2 rounds, Dedrek Sanders, Luis Pena, very close round 2. Honestly, all the way around, this has been a pretty nip and tuck affair. And we've got 5 minutes to decide it, Cody.
I was just thinking about that myself. I said first round, very close, very competitive. Could have gone either way. Maybe slightly in Pena. Second round, very close, very competitive. Could honestly go either way. Maybe slightly in Sanders. If that's the case, I mean, this is for all the marbles right here. Those knees to the body again, and the elbow is just beautiful strategy from Sanders. It'd be nice if he could keep with it for, you know, a prolonged period instead of just one quick knee, one quick elbow. Fighting Pena and a beautiful left hand.
This is good for Dedrek now, backing Pena up. And Cody, you mentioned it earlier. When Dedrek goes forward, he really looks confident. When he's backpedaling or struggling to find a way in, that's really when you see the skill level of Pena show. Absolutely.
I think both guys are putting their best foot forward when they're putting their foot forward.
Oh, gosh.
Just a beautiful left hand.
I mean, they are not far in front of us, Cody, and that was a brutal exchange.
I believe the term is, oh, man, that guy's got a hell of a beard. And in Pena's case, it's absolutely true. Never been knocked out and also has one hell of a beard to boot.
Yeah. Yeah, and Sanders has hit him with a couple baseball-like elbows that we've seen fold guys before, but Pena is tough as nails, man.
And it's almost like, and again, that's why the punch stats seemed a little bit misleading. It seems like Pena's touching him a little bit more. You know, it's the shorter shots. Again, not super significant, but there seems to be a slightly more volume. And then with Dedrek, it's the bigger shots. When he lands, it's a big clubbing left hand. It's a big elbow. Pena just lands a left hand as I say that, but both guys are having moments. It just seems like Sanders' shots are the bigger ones. So what are the judges looking at? Are they looking for those big damaging blows, or they're looking for the work rate and the volume and the output? Because both guys are bringing great things to the table. It's just you never really know what the judges favor.
Pena starting to getting the hands going here, later part of round 3.
Sanders may be slowing down just a tad, but, I mean, you wouldn't fault him. It's been a hectic pace, and also he does a great job of conserving his energy until when he needs to go.
Yeah.
So he lulls you, then he explodes with a big 2-3 punch combination. But with 3 minutes left, I mean, it's who wants to win it, and Pena's looking fresh, he's looking tall, he's landing from the outside, and, again, short little headbutt looked like in the clinch there. Neither guy too phased. They realize it is a fight. And just great punch selection, really, from Luis Pena.
Like that little right to the body there from Sanders.
And Sanders trying to get that clinch, and that's where I think he's going to be best suited. But again, it's so exhausting being in that position that we don't know how his lungs are feeling right now. He's coming off back-to-back finishes, one in the first round, one in the second round, whereas Luis Pena, he's been losing, but always by decision. So going 15 minutes is no problem for him.
And now he's got the back of Sanders there, and it looks like he's going to try an advanced position, but good job by Sanders to regain a vertical base.
And it's smart, too. If this is a close fight and a close round, then do something that'll solidify it for you. A takedown and some top control for Luis Pena kills the clock, maybe solidifies the round for him, and gets the victory. But standing at range, it allows Dedrek that opportunity to muster that one big flurry, that one big punch that maybe wows the crowd and wows the judges.
Yeah.
So it's a smart game plan here from Luis Pena, he doesn't know the crowd anything. He's had an all-action fight to this point, and now he's fighting smart.
Nice reversal there by Sanders. Gets himself off the cage for the time being, but nice clinch work here from Violent Bob Ross.
Just exhausting work from both guys, but neither guy willing to give up much space. I mean, they trade. One guy's coming forward, then the other takes his turn. One guy's got an advantageous position against the cage, then the other guy reverses. One guy lands the elbow, then the other one lands an elbow. So very tit for tat.
Yeah, this could definitely be a difficult one, and I think scoring is subjective, so you and I are seeing one thing, but really what matters is what the judges are seeing, Cody.
Yeah, and again, I was teasing the matchmaker, Tim, earlier in the show, and I said, why wouldn't you put a title on this fight? You got Sanders' world-class solid guy, Luis Pena's world-class solid guy. It makes sense. 5 rounds be a thriller, but the way these guys fight, it's like you'd have to pay me twice the amount for an extra 10 minutes because just the amount of damage and energy that's being exerted here, it's very, very high class. These are high-class guys. You're familiar with Violent Bob Ross. You will be familiar with Sanders if you're not by this point, and win or lose, both guys have gone out there and really put on a solid performance. It's a shame that one guy will take a step forward, one will take a step back, but neither guy has anything to be ashamed of. This was a solid competitive fight.
Yeah, it's 30 seconds still to go here. Good takedown by Luis Pena. He's trying to advance position and get the hooks in on Sanders. Good visuals, if nothing else, for Pena.
And I like that from Pena, too, is that he's been spending so much time striking, but he did mention to us he wanted to at least show off his grappling, show off his wrestling, show off that state championship and, the years that he had worked on those skills. And he really hadn't shown much wrestling or grappling until this point, but now you can just see how fluid he is. Like, he is the complete package. It's when he puts it all together. And tonight, he put it all together. We'll see if it's enough, but very, very, very solid outing for Violent Bob Ross.
Great way to end the fight for Luis Pena. Dedrek Sanders, Pena go the distance. And now nervous moments for both corner, right? I mean, in your main event, your main event pro bout of the evening, it's in the judges' hands at this point. And those first 2 rounds were so close, it's really going to come down to the judges' scorecards.
Yeah, Dana White always talks about don't leave it in the judges' hands, but it's moments like this. It's like you think you've done enough. Both guys think they've done enough. Both guys put their hands up after the fight. It was a very competitive back-and-forth outing, but when you're fighting in there, you don't remember all the moments. You don't remember what exactly happened, so you're just hoping that you had done enough and the judges saw it that way. There's a strong argument that Dedrek could have won the first 2. Luis Pena could have won the first 2. It could have been 1-1 going into the third. There's not really an argument that Dedrek won the 3rd round. That was a Luis Pena round, but it comes down to the first 2. And if the judges gave it to Dedrek, then it's his fight. The other thing for Luis is that he's somewhat nearby Arkansas, but it ain't Tennessee. This is not his hometown, his home folks. There's no bias from the commission. The Tennessee Athletic Commission is actually fantastic group
they're
of judges.
excellent. Hey, one of the best.
And I expect them to get this decision right. But at the same time, if you're Luis Pena and they don't raise your hand, you're going to have a salty opinion about it because you're in enemy territory.
Yes. Very much so. Tell you what. I never envy the judges, to be honest with you. They're always put in the toughest of positions, and this fight is one of them. Someone is going to be leaving here elated. Someone is going to be leaving here deflated, and we will have those answers for you in just a moment. Cody, to put a bow on things for Aries 25, regardless of the outcome of this main event, it has been an electric 12-fight card from top to bottom. We are awaiting, we are awaiting the official tallies from the judges, and anytime you get a little delay like this, it means there's some things to sort out.
Yeah, nervous moments for both guys for sure. And I've always said it's 10-9, 10-9, 10-9. How does it take that long to tally it up? But again, it's like, are you sure you got this one right? Are you sure that's how you felt about it? Are you sure that this is absolutely it? And then they'll come in and read it. But generally, you're looking at a split.
One of the most dramatic moments in all of professional sports, the main event split decision.
Main event split decision, yeah. I mean, it's high emotions. It's the end of the night. Dedrek's got a huge following here. Pena, unfortunately, doesn't have a ton of his own people here, but everybody in the building knows who he is.
Oh, yeah.
He is kind of that big star from his fame in the UFC, and Dedrek trying to steal that shine a little bit. Luis Pena trying to get back on track. Let's find out who's going to have their way.
Where do we go from here? Only one man knows. That man is Lance Green.
Ladies and gentlemen, following 3 grueling rounds, this decision has gone to your judges' scorecards. Judge Lisa Doran sees it 30-27. Chandler Goins 29-28. Johnny Stewart 29-28. All in favor of your winner by unanimous decision, the Violent